Hello there and welcome to another episode of Quick History. Today we're going to be taking a look at John Snow and his work on cholera. As always, there's a free handout in the description below, and make sure you click on subscribe if you'd like to see more GCSE history based revision content. Let's get into the details. John Snow was a doctor from London who in 1849 published a book suggesting that cholera was spread through dirty water. John Snow was roundly mocked at the time for his ideas, as scientists still believed in the ideas of spontaneous generation or the idea of miasma or bad air being a cause of illness or disease. However, a cholera epidemic in 1854 provided John Snow with an opportunity to prove that he was correct. John Snow's investigation centred around a pump in Broad Street in London, where 500 people had died of cholera. John Snow was able to provide a detailed and scientific investigation to prove that it was the Broad Street pump and the water coming from it which was the cause of people's illness. He did this through providing three pieces of evidence. First of all, most of the 500 victims who died of the cholera epidemic lived remarkably close to the pump. No other areas of London, nor the streets in London appeared to be adversely affected. It was localised to Broad Street and the area surrounding the pump. The second piece of evidence is that there were 5 fatalities of cholera from people who lived much further away. However, under Snow's investigation, he found that these 5 people actually travelled to Broad Street because they preferred the taste of the water from that particular pump. The third piece of evidence is surrounding a brewery which made beer on Broad Street. The owners of the factory allowed their workers to drink beer on the job, so as a result they didn't drink the water from the pump, despite being located very close to it. Of the 70 men who worked for the brewery, only 2 of them caught cholera. As a result of all this, John Snow had the pump handle removed from Broad Street, and the cholera epidemic went away almost overnight. Under further investigation, John Snow had the Broad Street pump dug up, and it turned out that there was a cesspit nearby which had cracked, and human waste was leaking from the cesspit into the water source which fed into the Broad Street pump. John Snow was able to prove unequivocally that it was the dirty water coming from Broad Street which was the cause of the cholera epidemic, and he wrote his findings into a book called On the Mode of Communications of Cholera. However, it would take another 20 years after the publication of this book for the 1875 Public Health Act, which mandated the British government to provide clean water for everybody. Join me in the next video where we'll be taking a look at Joseph Bazalgette and his work on the London sewer system. I'll see you there.